You know, managing a construction project can feel like you're trying to conduct an orchestra in the middle of a hurricane. It's chaotic. So to bring some order to all that chaos, you really need a digital blueprint. And today, we're diving into one of those tools, the DPR WEBAPP. Just think about it for a second. Any construction site is just a non-stop explosion of data, right? You've got materials showing up, dozens of workers logging their hours, heavy machines burning fuel, safety checks being filed, quality reports. I mean, it is a relentless, almost overwhelming flow of information that somebody has to capture. And that's really the heart of the problem. How do you possibly track, organize, and get to all that vital information in real time? How do you make sure the project manager back in the office is seeing the exact same thing as the foreman up on the third floor? Well, that's precisely the challenge this DPR WEBAPP was built to solve.
Okay, so first things first. Before you can get control, you've got to make sure everyone on the team has simple but secure access to the system. Let's take a look at how that works.
Getting a new person on board is super straightforward. They just register with the usual details, name, email, a secure password, and boom, they've got their own unique digital key to the entire job site.
But of course, security is a huge deal here. So it's not just a simple password. Access is actually a two-step process. First, you pop in your username and password. Then, step 2, you have to verify who you are with a one-time password that gets sent to your email. It's an extra layer of security that's absolutely critical.
And the whole process is really seamless. You put in your login info, the system sends you an OTP, and you just enter that to get in. It's a simple step, but it makes sure that all the project's sensitive data stays secure and only the right people can get to it. So once you're in, you land right here at the command center. And this is way more than just a welcome screen. Think of it as the single source of truth for the entire project. Welcome to the Daily Progress Dashboard. This is where everything comes together. A project manager can instantly filter by date, by shift, by floor, or even by specific zone to get a custom, high-level snapshot of exactly what is happening on site, right now. And here's where it gets really powerful. The app doesn't just show you what got done, it shows you what got done compared to what was planned. So for, say, column concreting, you can see they've achieved 15 units against a plan of 169. That's just under 9% progress. This is real-time performance tracking made incredibly simple and clear.
Now let's drill down a bit into how the project's core resources get managed. Every single build runs on 3 things: labor, material, and equipment. And this app gives each one its own dedicated module.
The labor module basically gives you a head count on steroids. You can see the total number of people on site for any given day, and it's all broken down by the contractor, the specific trade, and even the ratio of skilled to unskilled workers. That kind of granular detail is so critical for managing your costs and making sure you have the right people on the right jobs. Just as important is keeping track of materials. This screen gives you a crystal clear inventory report. You can see the opening stock for something like TMT steel, see how much new material came in, how much was used that day, and what you're left with. It completely eliminates the guesswork about what you actually have on site.
And finally, the heavy machinery. The equipment module is really fascinating. It doesn't just tell you that a generator was used, it logs the exact working hours, the idle hours, any breakdown time, and even how much fuel it used. That data is pure gold for optimizing your equipment usage and getting a handle on your operational costs.
Look, a project can be on time and on budget, but if it isn't safe and built to the right standard, it's all for nothing. So let's see how the app handles these absolutely critical protocols. So you've got these two sides of the same coin, really. On one hand, you have safety, which is all about being proactive, tracking and fixing issues before they turn into real incidents. And on the other hand, you have quality control, making sure every single thing that gets built meets the standard it's supposed to.
When a safety incident does happen, this module creates a record that you just can't miss. It logs the type of incident, how severe it was, who was involved, the immediate action that was taken, and, this is the most important part, the root cause. This is what drives accountability and helps make sure the same thing doesn't happen again.
And then on the quality side, this gives you a verifiable paper trail. Every inspection, every test result, it's all logged right here. You can see these clear statuses like pass or conditional pass, which ensures that every single piece of the build sticks to the project specifications.
All right, let's wrap up with the features that handle the day-to-day logistics and communications. This is really the lifeblood of a well-coordinated site.
Now, this might sound simple, but it is a massive feature for site security.
The visitor's log keeps a clear, running record of every non-team member who comes on site. We're talking auditors, suppliers, you name it. It tracks when they arrived, when they left, and why they were there.
And this right here is a total game changer. The instructions module gets rid of all those easily lost verbal requests or buried emails and replaces them with a formal, tracked system. An instruction gets issued to a specific person, it gets a priority level, and you can track whether it's been complied with. It ensures that critical directives never, ever get missed.
So what's the big takeaway here? By digitizing every single core process, from progress and resources all the way to safety and communication, you transform that chaos we talked about into total clarity. You get a single, unified dashboard where every little detail of the project is visible, searchable, and manageable. And all of this really leads to one final critical question. When your entire team is working from the same playbook, when every decision you make is driven by data, and when communication is basically flawless, well, how much faster and how much smarter could your project truly be?